All right, Timmy, big weekend for you. We'll get to that here in a second. What else happened this weekend? Big UFC 246. We watched in your hotel room on a laptop.
We did. Sure did in San Luis Obispo.
Your thoughts on the fight? Cowboy loses to Conor in 40 seconds. You know what the most annoying thing about that fight was? I liked the fight. I thought it was fine. I would have liked to seen Cowboy do a little more. But the annoying part, I don't know if you've even seen this, is people are like, fixed fight and blah, blah, blah.
No, I didn't see that at all.
It's definitely a narrative. It's
not a chance.
So I said this to you, I think, the other day. With ESPN, I love the eyeballs that ESPN has brought to UFC. But it also brings a lot of dumbass eyeballs. A lot of people that don't understand the sport, don't get it, talk shit like it's basketball or baseball. It's just not the same. So like Stephen A. Smith, who I think knows combat sports okay, just had a terrible take on...
He thought it was fixed too, or
he didn't say that.
Oh.
He just said something about Cowboy Cerrone and like terrible performance, and like he just not the same level. But whatever he said, it was just it wasn't a good take. But you get bullshit like that when you bring ESPN on board, because there just isn't the investment in the sport by the people.
Yeah, I think even Conor in his last fight with Mayweather brings over that boxing, and that's probably where a lot of the narrative of it's fixed, it's rigged, because a lot of that talk happens in boxing all the time.
That plus also there was like a rumor going around that Cowboy was gonna take a dive early in the fight. Well, and then it fucking happened. He didn't take a dive, but he lost early.
He
in the fight.
addressed that.
That's so
I don't know,
stupid.
like a month ago or so. He's like, "There's no fucking." He's like, "What did he say?" He said he would like rather not get paid than to do that or something like that.
I know, just stupid.
Yeah.
But so that was an annoying part. You also get more eyeballs when McGregor's around. I don't know if you even talked about it at all on your social, but I just mentioned that we're watching the fight and some things I liked about it. And I always get random people on a fight night like that, on a big fight where people, what do you think about the fight? What's gonna happen? Because we follow it, and I talk about how we follow it. So you get those random people that don't give a shit about UFC Raleigh this weekend.
The Tay house rights.
Tay's our buddy. Taylor. He's a coach
at
Mississippi State football.
This,
yeah, he definitely listens. But he watches it now though. But you get. I mentioned something to Mom where we're gonna watch the fight tomorrow, and she goes, "Oh yeah, I've been seeing that everywhere." Yeah. And our mom's not the type to be seeking that out. One, she doesn't watch that much sports. She'll watch football and stuff, but probably not even the Browns are out, so they're probably not even watching playoffs. But she's seeing it. That's how big and everywhere
promoting everywhere
a McGregor fight is.
Well, I saw that Ariel was on. It was like he was doing an ABC.
Oh yeah, that was the
pre-game.
Yep, Ariel Helwani
show or something.
Who's I don't know that we think the best reporter in MMA, but one of the biggest.
Not even close.
Well, whatever. I mean, some people probably don't like him. What are you talking about? There's definitely that's just how the game.
Well, in our opinion, no one's even close.
Right. In our opinion, he's the best. That's why I said in our opinion, you son of a bitch. So he's biggest name in MMA as far as on the media side, reporting side, I should say. And he said that it was the first time the ABC's ever had MMA on their screens. Like from that perspective, like reporting actual segments, and obviously the partnership with ESPN is why, but they didn't do stuff last year, so they actually did an hour long or 30
I have no
30
idea
minute
what it
long
was.
preview.
I just saw that he was tweeting out that
it was something like
ABC,
that, 30 to 60 minute preview leading up to the fight. It's a big damn deal. I don't know what number wise it'll do, but they made a bunch of money. It was good for the UFC. It was good for Conor McGregor, and for those who don't follow the sport, it doesn't mean shit to Cowboy Cerrone. It would have been a big deal if he won. Yeah. But it doesn't mean shit. Nope. He'll fight again this summer. Hopefully he takes a little bit of time off. But he'll fight again this summer.
Hopefully he waits till summer. Yeah.
Here's another part. So I saw, and I love front office sports, what they do. You follow them, and they do a great job of covering sports from a business perspective. Like a lot of like what we like to talk about. But in their newsletter, they talked about how Cowboy Cerrone made $200,000, and now that's going to be a big incentive for people to want to fight Conor. The payday, and people are lining up to fight Conor, of course. But not acknowledging the fact that it's truly a multi-million-dollar payday. It's not just $200,000. Yeah. Even though that's what's paid through the Las Vegas Commission is how that's set up. I'd love to know what he actually fucking made. I know we talked about this before, but But even
we'll
Connor
never know
said,
the specific.
No, we won't. But even Connor said to Cowboy in the press conference, "You deserve this multi-million-dollar payday."
Yeah, yeah.
But what does that mean? Does that mean 2 million, 8 million,
I don't know. Call
12 million?
Cowboy.
Yeah. All right. So that was UFC 246, which we talked about last week.
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't the biggest news.
Well, but you said there were some numbers, right, on pay-per-view buys?
No, they were bullshit numbers. Remember I told you that was bullshit. So somebody said, Mark Raimondi, who's an ESPN reporter, said it's trending in the way of what would equate to 2 million pay-per-views.
Oh, so this was before.
No. And no, they don't have it all processed till like later. But like in the way of 2 million pay-per-views, or it would equate to what 2 million pay-per-views before the ESPN era would mean, which doesn't mean anything. I told you it doesn't mean anything. It's just bullshit. It's just a thing.
I thought it was like it was trending. You were because you said trending. I thought that meant like based on social media and the algorithms that they have, it was trending towards 2 million buys.
That could have been that wasn't today I saw that, so it could have been yesterday. It could have been Sunday that I saw it, which means he could have tweeted it Saturday night. But it was. I'm almost positive it was after the event. Okay. But they just don't. There's things to calculate. Plus, there's like U.S. I think UK, Australia, and somewhere else have pay-per-view too. Yeah. So that kind of stuff. But that wasn't the biggest news of the weekend. The biggest news was in San Luis Obispo, California.
You're damn right it was.
The USA Modern Pentathlon Qualifier, starring yours truly, Tim Curran.
That's right.
So walk us through how this whole damn thing even started.
Well, the Modern Pentathlon for the Olympics, the qualifier.
Yeah. Right.
I don't think you said Olympic qualifier.
I didn't, but I just assumed.
Well, I don't think nobody knows what pentathlon is. I'm pretty sure of that. I didn't until a couple months ago either.
Okay.
Neither did you.
I didn't know what the events was, but I knew, like you say, pentathlon. I know track and field.
5, 5 events. So I guess I'll start from the beginning.
Yeah, that's the point.
A few months back, I was talking to a brand, obviously, because we work with companies and we do sponsorships and we do marketing and branding, blah, blah, blah. I was talking to one brand that was interested in the Olympics, has already sponsored a handful of Olympic teams. So just doing research, they had given me a list of the teams that they already sponsor. So I was looking them up, and one of them was
teams on the Olympics.
Correct. Yeah. One of them was the pentathlon. So just doing some research, reached out and go back and forth with the coach for a little bit. To speed that part up, they reach out to me. There was
need to speed it up.
There was a lull in a couple of weeks or whatever after I talked to them. And they knew my background just based on our conversations. And it happened to be that same weekend that we were going out to.
Background being former college football player.
College athlete.
Yeah. Yes. Explain this stuff here.
And then so we're doing the Rose Namajunas Our City Coffee experience in Denver, Colorado a couple months ago. And he had reached out and said, hey, we're having a recruitment camp at the Olympic training facility, which also happens to be just outside of Denver, Colorado as well. It's the same weekend we were going to be there. So I said, screw it.
Colorado Springs, about an hour
and change, yes.
From where we were going to be.
Right.
So it timed up, and you're like, fuck it, I'm going to do this thing.
Right. So never have I fenced before.
Well, explain.
So the USA, pentathlon is 5 events. It's swimming, fencing, equestrian, so horseback riding, jumping over hurdles, and running and shooting. And the running and shooting is a combo event, and it's laser pistol. Yeah. So never done any of these before except for running, and I don't really like running long distance either. So
of course. Well, it's 800 meters. It's 4 rounds.
No, it's 2 miles. Yeah, 2 miles total, half mile at a time.
So long distance, people wouldn't call that long distance, but so you've obviously ran before, and you've obviously swam.
Not it's completely different though. It's not. I know how to swim. Yes,
I know, but you've never
swimming like this. Not even close.
Right. What I was gonna say, you've never done it competitively.
Yes.
I guess you did track, but you were like a sprinter in track. So
none
of this stuff competitively. So you show up Colorado Springs. You don't have. Well, did you even have a swimming
No. So the day before I go to Colorado Springs,
did get that.
Or 2 days before, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I had to go buy competitive swim gear. So basically like the spandex shorts.
Yeah.
And a swim cap and goggles and stuff.
Yeah.
And
the whole
just so
shebang.
I didn't look like an idiot and show up in my Hawaiian bathing suit.
Yeah. So you need that. Yeah, for real. You need that. You've got shoes, so that's good.
Got running shoes.
So you need trunks or whatever they call that, like a not a Speedo per se. A lot of the other people wearing Speedos.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
The tights, yeah. So you need tights. You got to buy the swim cap. You've got to also, you don't have anything to ride a horse, which includes boots, pants, helmet.
Well, this is Colorado Springs. We didn't ride horses.
You didn't have.
We didn't do the equestrian there. Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
And obviously you didn't have a gun there.
No,
and
no gun.
They're just laser specific guns.
Yeah, they're just laser pistols. So I borrowed the stuff at the fencing stuff and the laser pistol there that week, or 4 days or whatever I was there.
Yeah. So you're there. I'm not there. I don't even know what's going on really. You kind of give us updates, but you're like, like not really giving updates.
No, well, it's. I mean, all day for 4 days. So it's swim for 2 hours, run for 2 hours, fence for 2 hours, shoot for 2 hours. And then like in between, you just try to eat as much as possible. And they like took care of everything. So free stay on campus there, free food.
Like Colorado State?
No.
It's
On the Olympic training facilities.
Yeah.
So I didn't really have a whole lot of downtime anyways, because it was just training nonstop or eating, because I was just starving the whole damn time because you're just training all the much. So there wasn't a whole lot of updates from as far as that goes.
But like things you're doing. So you go there. How did you do?
So oddly enough, the fencing team for Team Germany, the national team, was there. So they were doing a tournament, and so the first day I do fencing, I'm just literally learning. It's not called a sword; it's called an épée. So I have to learn every little detail.
Terms,
the on guard, the
techniques.
Yes, exactly. Where you're supposed to be. Yeah, how it even connects, how you keep score. Basically everything regarding the sport.
Yeah. So
I do a crash course the first day, and I'm kind of like just learning. Second day, I'm actually into it a little bit and like going against people. Then there's another kid there that is at the recruitment camp who goes to Brown University. Mm-hmm. He's number 4 ranked fencer in the country.
Which guy was that?
He wasn't there.
Oh, he wasn't at the one yesterday.
And I was beating this kid on a regular basis. I didn't know his background. I didn't know he was a fencing scholarship. I didn't know. I just fencing this guy.
Yeah.
I found out about this later on, and so I asked the coach. I was like, "Let me get in this
one piece of them.
The German national team." I said, "Let me fence against them," and he wouldn't let me because it's my first day basically.
Which guy is this?
G, the guy with the winter jacket this weekend.
Okay.
But he allowed the guy from Brown to do it, the guy that I was beating, and that guy ended up taking first or second in that tournament.
Oh, really?
With the German team, and so I was like, "Okay, I can at least compete in this, right?"
I'm in it.
Yeah, so. Although I didn't compete against them, I at least felt comfortable enough that I could compete.
And with a little bit of practice,
yes,
you could athletically you could make it happen.
Right. Which is all I was leaning on at this point was athleticism.
Yeah.
Right. So
on God.
Right. So I did go like 3-4 days at the Olympic training facilities, and then there's a qualifier for the Olympics, because obviously this year is now the Olympics. There's a qualifier 2 or 3 weeks after that. And then there was also one this past weekend. And so they had wanted me to do both of them, but I was like, there's no way I could do the December one. 1, I'm out of shape. 2, I don't know anything about these sports. 3, my hip was still bothering me when I was there. So I couldn't do anything basically.
Yeah.
So I opted to do the one in January, which was this past weekend.
Yeah. 3-hour trip.
Yes.
So, but they invited you to do it.
Right.
So you did decent enough.
Right. So I did pretty well in fencing. Swimming, I was cramping every day in the pool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you're at high altitude.
Yeah.
And I have obviously I'm going from not training anything to doing all 4 sports all day long for 4 days.
And you're like, I mean, you work out, but you're not training for shit.
No, not.
You might be like, today's workout is I'm going to go run for 15 minutes and sweat.
Right.
That's how you were up until, it was really, you said months ago, but it was like a month ago, because it was December 13th we did the thing, right? Oh, no, you're right. You're right. This is November.
Right before Thanksgiving.
You're right.
Thanksgiving.
Okay. So,
but I wasn't doing like anything leading up to that, really.
Yeah. So like 7 weeks.
Right.
Something like that.
Right.
So we go this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You still had. Oh no! So I guess walking back, you worked with Kelsey Lee, who we know.
So yeah. So I come home from Thanksgiving break. Basically, I have like
feeling pretty good.
I feel good about where I was. Yeah. I like the sport. I'm interested. People there are great. I'm like, all right, let me, and I wasn't even fully committed to like doing the qualifier. I was like, let me see if I can get myself in shape enough to like feel confident to go do this. And that was not even like learn fencing. It was just like pure endurance wise. Because I'll have to swim and I'll have to run. Yeah. So I need to get that up regardless. So I had about 2-3 weeks there. where before holiday break. Then I'm traveling for 2.5 weeks.
Oh yeah.
So I'm basically just getting my endurance up. I do one fencing class. I find out there's a world champion that basically has a fencing school.
Not a class.
Not a class. Personal training session, I guess.
Yeah. A session. A session. So he's was he a world champion?
World champion pentathlon.
Yeah.
From Egypt. Now lives in Santa
But his
Monica.
specialty is fencing.
Correct.
Right. That
Correct.
was his
That's his strength.
That was his game.
Yeah, that's his strength. So I do one session with him before the holidays, basically just running in Oakland, running in Cleveland, and getting my endurance up. Come back, feeling okay about my endurance. Finally start doing some timing things, and I'm like, okay, my endurance is up. I feel good after running. I'm not dead.
How many times did you swim? Are you swimming at all? I don't remember you ever talking about swimming or swimming.
Yeah, because I would do it at night after Kyler would go
pool?
down. Yeah, Kyler would go down to bed, and I'd go down to the pool.
A cold ass pool?
No, it was fine.
It's fine. Yeah.
It wasn't 39 degrees like it was this weekend. But I would swim, and I'd feel like when I was giving you those times, those were based on what I was doing.
Okay.
So 15 seconds was ideal for me going down.
So
one lap.
The swim total is
200 meters.
200 meters.
Correct.
So
it's 25
25
meter
each.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know. Where the hell is the story? Where was I?
You're training.
I'm training. My endurance is up.
I brought up Kelsey.
Yes.
So
yeah. So now I've
horse shit.
I've done like 3 to 4. We were talking like, by last week. I've done 3 to 4 fencing personal training sessions with this.
More than I thought. I thought you did 1 or 2.
3. I think I did 3.
Okay.
That's right. I did 3, and then I did 4 sessions with Kelsey Lee Fit, who
it's KelseyLee.com is their Instagram.
Is it now? I thought it was Kelsey Lee Fit.
No, it's always been KelseyLee.com.
Oh, okay.
Jamie Lee Fit was our.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, well,
friend.
Kelsey Lee.
Yeah.
So I'd go down to Orange County, and she was like, basically, this is 10 days ago now, ish.
Yeah.
And I hit her up, and I was like, hey, here's what's happening.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about being on a horse. I don't know anything about horses. Can you teach me? And she's like laughing. She's like, yes, I got you. Come down. I'll teach you as much as I can in a week, basically.
How had you ever been on a horse?
I've never been like next to a horse to pet it like I did.
Oh,
a week ago. Yeah. So I literally know nothing about horses. And so I'm telling her about this, and she's laughing, and she's like, I mean, I'll teach you what I can, but like
never.
You got a week to jump.
Figure this shit out.
And you got to jump over 3.5 foot hurdles,
and you're like,
it's no easy task.
What are you, 180 pounds ish?
Yeah.
So you're not a small dude.
No.
All right,
probably bigger than the average rider. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely bigger than that. That's why I said that. That. So you don't know what you're doing on a horse.
No.
But and you knew that going in.
Yeah, I knew. And also the coaches told me too, leading up to. They said just kind of familiarize yourself with being on a horse. That's why I put the least amount of emphasis on it. Yeah.
So just to explain, so how this all works is. You swim, and that's a timed thing. Then you do the fencing, and that's a point thing based on your bouts, how many you win, lose, etc., etc. And then the horse part, you're jumping over these hurdles. But if you finish under 56 seconds, and everyone finishes under 56 seconds, and there's no fouls or whatever they called it, everyone gets the same amount of points.
Correct.
So it's basically like a get through event.
Yes. So you start with 300 points, and based on if you don't make the time limit or if you get any deductions for whatever you're doing wrong, then you start losing points. But yes, if you're under the time limit and you don't hit anything, you all get 300 points.
Which makes sense as to why the dude was like, just get
least amount of emphasis. Yes, because the point differentiator from first to last is the least amount. That's why.
So we show up this weekend. You've never been to an event like that before. You've been on a horse now 3 times, 4 times. You've fenced 3 times. You've done some running. You've done a little bit of swimming.
I feel good about my endurance actually leading up to it. I was the fastest I've felt endurance wise, like running a mile, maybe ever.
Yeah, really?
Yes.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So
even though I only had like sporadic training for like 5 weeks, basically.
Yeah, and so you think about it. You go to an event like this, and you probably didn't think about a lot of the logistics stuff. Like, when do I get on the little diving thing to jump into the water?
Platform, yes.
The platform.
Yes.
Platform, good. How do I get on the horse? Do I get to ride the horse? Do I get to practice with the horse? Because it's all random.
Yep.
So, like, there's all these other things that you don't know. So
on top of, like, learning the sport, all the different disciplines.
Right.
On top of learning the point systems. On top of, there's all
just
these
the
little things in between that you got to pay attention to.
You go Saturday and you watch the females do all their stuff. So you get an idea of, like, terms, where to be,
Right.
what to do,
how the events ran,
how it's ran, how long it's going to be.
And I'm the only guy that went to every event.
Really?
So, yeah.
Well, everyone else
has done this for years, so they
Done it for
understand
years,
it. Yeah,
they're
they don't need to be there.
Yeah.
And I stayed at all the events the entire time.
Yeah, they're out sleeping. They might show up to support a friend for the end or something.
Right. No, they came to the run for a little bit to see the course, and they ran, and then they left.
Oh, okay.
Of them
Yeah, that makes sense. So we get there. Me, Liv, and Cash get there Sunday morning or Saturday night, but we didn't see any of this stuff. We watched the fights together, like we said, and then we go to the event, and I'm there Sunday. And I'm like, you see the people. You can just be in an event like that. You see like who's legit, who's not legit. So everyone but you and maybe another guy or two have these specific bags where obviously it's where all their equipment is. And like they have the look. They've been there before. You didn't look out of place, but you didn't look like you.
Well, I don't have like even like there. So we get there at 7 a.m. It's 39 degrees.
Fucking cold.
Swimming is outside. It's not inside.
Yeah. Pool's warm.
Everybody has like those big swim jackets.
Yeah.
To cover up. I have my winter jacket.
Yeah.
that I probably got like H&M or something.
Yeah. And you forgot a towel.
Didn't have a towel.
So no towel when you get out of the pool, and again it's 39 degrees.
39 degrees.
So we ended up we're going to go to jail for this probably. I had Liv steal a towel from the hotel.
From the hotel.
Because she came a little bit after. So steal the towel. So we got that. We got a towel. But you didn't know. You're like, I don't know if I should warm up or like, should I go in here? So you went for a jog.
Yeah, go for a run. I'm the only one who went for a run too.
Yeah,
and the guy. Yeah, they warm up in the pool. Where I was like,
everyone else was.
I'm trying to avoid getting in the pool because I don't have a towel and I don't want to get out because it's 39 degrees. So I'm just gonna go for a run, and that's the way I'll loosen up my muscles. So go for a run, and I'm like literally waiting till last minute to jump in the pool because it's 39 fucking degrees outside.
But you get in probably 10, 15 minutes before, and then get out. You have to get out, and then they introduce you because you're in the first heat.
Right.
So you get up there. What are you thinking as you're getting up on the platform?
So
because they announce your name.
Yeah, like, I really at the beginning I wasn't really thinking. It was just stay warm because they walk you in front of the platforms. Yeah. And I don't know if you noticed this, but I was the last one to take my stuff off too. Like everyone was
ready.
Looked
like you were kind of getting an idea of what they were
when they introduced me, I still had my winter jacket on, and then like when they did that, I took a step back, took it off, and like they were waiting on me to come back up.
You tired, man?
And so a little bit actually.
Nice.
So then I'm standing there next to the platform, and I'm literally I don't know the cadences. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know that before. No, I know there's something, but I don't know it.
Jesus.
So I'm standing next to the platform, and then like it goes beep. I kind of like look. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And I see everyone puts one foot up on like the step to the platform. Okay. So I just put my foot up there, and it goes beep again. And I kind of like look around, and everyone gets on the platform. So I'm like, all right, time to get on the platform. And I know it's like on your mark, and then the buzzer goes off. Okay. But like when we watch that video, watch it again. He goes on your mark, and I like get into a position, which by the way, I YouTubed, like I've never jumped off the platform before. This is my first time. I didn't even practice it. So I YouTube like the stance and how you're supposed to. So I get down, but I like look to my left to see if I was doing it right. And then like, I'm like this is a split second before I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
So I look to the left, the guy's doing the same thing I was doing. So I'm like, I gotta be doing something right. Buzzer goes off, and I fucking take off.
So buzzer goes off, you jump off, and I'm like, holy shit, that looked good.
A phenomenal jump off.
Yeah.
I was fastest. My form looked good.
Yeah.
I was way out in the lead.
So you got, like you said earlier, there's I don't know if you call them laps, but like 8, you go down, back 4 times.
Yeah.
So you go down, you're in the lead by a good amount. Yeah. You come back down, you're in still in a good solid lead. Mm-hmm. And then you go back down for the third one, make your turn, and bam.
Well, let me sidestep this conversation. So that flip kick turn.
Yeah,
I've never done that either before.
Right.
I practiced it right before, like 10 minutes before, because I don't have my pool.
You never even practiced it in the pool.
It's 3 feet my pool, so I can't get the depth to actually do it.
What about the one side?
No, it's same. It's like 3.5 feet the whole way at my pool.
Really?
Yeah. And so I never I practice it, but it's not the same because you can't get the depth.
Yeah.
So I practiced it 10 minutes before, and I was like, and I came out of the pool, and I was like, I feel good about that, and I did. I mean, my flip turns were on point.
The first, actually, they looked good. All 3 looked good.
Yeah.
So you go the third one, you finish the third leg.
You're right.
And then bam.
And then I don't know what happened. I come off the turn, and it just like my leg froze up.
Done.
And so I cramped up in the pool, my right hamstring, and I'm like, all right. So then I start trying to put more emphasis on my other leg, and then both legs just like locked up. Done, completely done. Not even like I can limp through it, like if you're like running and you can, I can limp. No,
not
like
in the pool.
Leg shot, done. So
yeah.
I go to the edge of the pool, and I don't know how long was I hanging on to the side.
So by the way, he's in the lead by like a good distance.
Yeah.
The only dude to never compete in any of this shit. And he's in the lead after 3. This fourth leg was just done. He's barely moving. Gets to the edge, he stops. I mean, at least 45 seconds, maybe 60 seconds.
Trying to stretch it. I'm trying to rub it. I'm trying to do something.
Everybody's down and back. You're done. It's obvious at this point you're going to be last in the event. And I'm like, is he going to call it? What's he going to do? I'm in the bleachers. I don't know what you're going to do. I'm filming. Yeah. And at one point I just stop. Like, all right, this is over. We don't need to see whatever happens at the end. But
did you think at that point that
that you were done?
Yeah.
Well, I thought you were going to call it.
You think I was injured, or what did you think happened?
Oh, I knew something. Yeah. I figured cramp or pulled something.
Yeah.
So you eventually start to go, but you're barely moving. Like barely, like slowly. Yeah. I mean, your first 2 legs were down and back was how long?
28 seconds.
I would imagine that after you had
which 28 seconds is
it's flying,
dude. That's flying. So at that pace, you're sub 2 minutes, which is really really fast.
Which you would have been like top 5.
Yeah, probably
of 16.
If I could have
maybe top
that.
3.
Yeah,
even.
It was
of course.
Right.
But the last 4 legs were probably in the 2-minute range.
Oh, I don't even know the time. I know that. So I go down and back, slow. And then finally I have one more down and back left. And like again, when I got back after lap 5 and 6, I held on to the edge again, trying to stretch it, trying to like do something. And I don't even know the rules at this point. I don't know if there's a time limit. I don't know if I'm disqualified already. I don't know. And I'm like, I looked at the one guy who works for the pentathlon, and he's like, you can go, or like you don't have to. And he's kind of like, so
let's see what you got.
Yeah. He's like, you can go. And I was like, all right, I'll fucking finish this. So it's a freestyle swim where you're on your belly and you swim like normal people swim as fast as they can. The last 2 laps, I'm on my back, kind of just like moving my arms. My face is just up in the air, and I'm just like, anything I could do to finish this fucking thing. I'm like, get me the fuck out of this pool.
And it's like quiet.
Was it? I didn't. At this point, I don't even know. Like, I don't hear anything. I don't see anything.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what? I didn't tell you this either.
Now tell me, man.
So when I jumped off the platform, I thought I false started. Because you don't really see people and you don't really hear anything.
Because you're so far out.
I'm so far ahead. And then by the time I flip turn, I was like, I'm just going to go until like they like pull me out. If I false started, I'll just go.
Yeah.
So I flip turn. And then when I came back, I saw people coming my way. And I was like, okay, everyone's going still.
Yeah.
But I literally thought I false started. But I was like, fuck it, I'm going.
Well, you were out so fast.
Yeah.
So you end up finally finishing not good.
Yeah.
I mean, last.
Get out, and I sat in the hot tub for half hour.
Oh yeah. But you were in how this works is you don't have to compete in every event.
Right.
So one person didn't compete in it, so you ended up not being last.
Oh.
So not good, but your hammy's fucked.
How many points did I get? Do you know?
No, I don't know.
I didn't look at that either.
I just knew it wasn't good, especially when you look at the start and the first 3, and it was like, oh, I'm thinking, holy shit, maybe he's got a chance at this thing. And then
I know the swim coach too was like, he's like, oh, I saw you. I look up and you're going so fast, and I was like, oh my god, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you died.
Yeah.
Like, cramped up, man.
So you go to fencing. Fencing was a different story.
Well, I got about an hour break, roughly. So I try to hydrate up. I try to stretch. I sat in the hot tub for a half hour. But as you know, I could barely even, like, going up the stairs at the stands.
Yeah.
Every time I took a step, it felt like both my legs were cramping up. It was like one of those, like, you're on edge of everything. Like, anything that I do, a sudden movement, could cramp either of my legs up.
Yeah.
So going into fencing, I'm not thinking too great about it.
No, and I've had cramps before, and I know what it feels like. And and then I'm watching the guys warm up before you. You didn't.
I didn't warm up.
You didn't do shit.
I'm the only guy who didn't, because I was like, I can't waste any energy.
And I don't know. So I'm watching these guys, and I'm like, he's gonna pull it or he's just gonna call it because he can't move.
Yeah.
But you did it. You did it all, and you actually were pretty good.
So I started off slow because I had no leg movements at all.
Yeah.
Got up to started off slow. Got up to 8th place. So I started,
which is middle of the pack,
right?
Of 16.
Started doing better. I started getting my legs a little bit, but I don't know if you noticed at the end too. I was like, I waited for them to come to me because I couldn't. I had no more spring.
Well, I thought because that's when the coach guy, the guy who'd been training you, he showed up and actually was at the event.
Yeah.
I thought maybe he was just.
He wanted me to be more patient too.
Oh,
but
that's what I thought.
I had no. I didn't have the spring anyways. So I started coming back down towards the end. But
you finished middle of the pack.
Middle of the pack.
So you're done after that.
But I feel like if I had legs, honestly I probably finished 5 to 8, probably.
Okay. Well, you're still right there. Yeah. You're a little behind that. But so I'm updating fam, and I'm like, all right, now you'd moved up to 12th. Mm-hmm. So you're 12th of 16. We're going into the equestrian riding where you got to go over hurdles. Mm-hmm. You got like a couple hour break in between there. Grab lunch. We get there. You got to drive 20 minutes to this ranch or whatever the hell it was called. And you get the random horse selection. So they just pick it out of the horse.
Yeah, so they basically pick a
ball.
What do they call it?
Ping pong ball.
Ping pong ball, yeah. And that's when you get your horse.
You get your horse, your time.
You have a list of like, here's what the horse likes. Here's what
Yeah. So, which is kind of a cool
like
description.
5 things, describing the horse.
Yeah, like here's what you need to do.
Like you might need to apply more leg to get them to go over the jumps or something, stuff like that to give you kind of hints.
So we're waiting. The event starts. The guy tells you you're in the second heat.
Yeah.
Which means there's 8 people in front of you. There's 8. You're in the second 8. And then we're watching it with you. It's me, Liv, Cash, your coach, and you. And another guy comes up. He goes, "Tim, are you riding?" Yeah. And you're like, "Yeah." He's like, "You should have been there 7 minutes ago."
Yeah.
Which I don't think it was a fuck up on you. Still, I think it was the coach. I told you second heat. So you're like,
yeah.
And was it the same guy? I don't know if it was him or somebody else, but somebody told you, all right, when the horse is done, because your horse goes in the first heat.
Yeah.
When he's done. Or
follow him.
Is it a he or she?
A he, yeah.
They're all he's?
He's a dick. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, you follow him out, and then you get on and you do your warm-up. There's like another pit area, arena, a small arena up top that you can warm up with. So you're 7 minutes. They're like, you should have been here 7 minutes ago. Come on, let's go. Yeah. So you leave. I'm sitting there with Liv, and Liv's like, my heart is like beating. I'm nervous. Tim's never been on a horse. Like,
no, I've never jumped.
Well, okay, yeah, never jumped on a horse. It's a 3-foot jump.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude,
there's 8 of them or 9 of them technically.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, if this dude fucking breaks his neck, or I'm gonna have to call High and be like, High's 5 months pregnant or 6 months, whatever she is now. I'm gonna have to call her and be like, sit down. Like, I'm thinking this shit in my head too. I'm gonna have to sit down or have her sit down and be like, hey, this happened, blah blah blah. But there's also the idea, and you and your coach are talking, and he's like, hey, if you don't feel comfortable, like we just won't do that. Like if anything weird happens, just scrap it. We won't do it. So you go to the back, and then what happens with you?
Yeah, and I was like, and Kelsey, who's been helping me, she even said the same thing. Like, if you don't feel right, if something doesn't feel right, just don't do it. Yeah. And so I'm texting her the day before or 2 days before because they gave me the course outline, and I don't even know what the fuck this thing is. So I take a picture of it, I send it to her, and she outlined it. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. So I'm like leaning on her. I'm asking her questions. I was like, what questions should I ask the trainers at the equestrian thing too? Like,
yeah.
So I sound knowledgeable, and I can relay the message to her, and she can relay it to me and stuff. And so I think it was the day before or the morning of, I was like, I'm riding. I was like, it's done. Like, there's no question about it anymore.
Oh, by the way, we get there and these horses are giant.
They're 1,500 pounds.
I wouldn't have gotten on. I wouldn't have gotten on the horse.
Yeah, they're massive.
But anyway, continue.
So I go back there. Now I'm 7 minutes late. Go back there with my fencing coaches there, and we bring the horse over, and she's like explaining what it is, and I'm supposed to hop on this like platform, and then they bring the horse, and you're supposed to hop on. Yeah. So I'm standing on the platform. She goes, stand over there, and I'll bring the horse over to you. I said, okay. So I'm standing there. I got my boots on. I've got my
the get-up's
tight pants, my helmet.
Oh, I should I'll post it on the pages.
Okay.
I'll post the get-up.
I definitely looked the part.
Yeah, he looked the part.
They bring the horse over, and it sees me standing there, and it's like, and it starts fucking walking away. So she loops her big around, does the same thing 2 times in a row, and finally, like, my equestrian or my fencing coach was like, just bring it. We don't have time. Like we already lost 7-8 minutes now. He's like, just bring it. And he goes to grab the reins or whatever to like bring the horse over. And so she's like, no. She looped him around one more time, 3 times around. It won't come over to me. So I'm like, what the fuck? Red flag. Finally, she goes, you're like 2 feet taller than my normal riders. Can you just like get off of that platform and maybe he'll come closer and then you can just get on? So I'm like, all right. So I get off this fucking platform.
Yeah, I feel like you've hit the fuck meter.
Horse comes over a little bit closer, not all the way. And finally, I just like got up really quick and like jumped on the horse basically. Yeah. So I get on and I go over to the trial area, warm up area, and I'm walking fine. I know how to steer. I know how to do, and it's not like as easy as just like get on. It's not autopilot. Like the horse doesn't know what it's doing.
Right. Yeah.
So you got to like use your hands. You also have to guide with your feet. There's a lot more to it.
Cues
exactly.
And like things that you brought up.
Exactly. So my coach was just like, just walk him around for a little bit, get a feel for him. So I walk him around once, walk him around twice. I feel fine just walking. And then he's like, all right, get a trot. Trot and canter are like jogging and sprinting basically. So I get a little trot going, and during the trot, he's not really listening. So I'm like, okay. And then he's like, let's see, pick it up. Because he wants me to jump a 3.5 foot jump before I even go to the arena.
Sure.
And so, which makes sense.
Yeah.
So get a canter going.
Do they have some in the back?
They had 3.
3?
Yeah. And you can only jump 5 times and you only have 20 minutes before, otherwise you're eliminated. Yeah. It's part of the rules. And so I get a canter going, and which is nice, fast, and I feel okay on it. And then I'm like trying to like give him different cues, and he's not listening. And then I'm like, ho, 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 and I get him to slow down, which ho, ho is how you get him to stop or slow.
Makes
or whatever.
Sense.
And he's going faster and he's going sideways and he's starting to like get a little rambunctious and like bucking a little bit. And I was like, okay, all right, so I finally got him to settle down. Like, I'm going to try this one more time. If I can't get him to do this, then I'm just going to fucking scrap this, because this dude wants to buck me off. So I get him around again. And I'm like, I'm going to line him up and I'm going to jump too. And I get him over and I'm getting him cantering, and I can't even turn him. He just goes all the way around the outside, and he's going like in front of the trainers and stuff. And he's like, and they're like, shorten the reins. And I'm like, it's choked up as I can on the reins. And I'm like trying to yank him back and everything. And nothing's working. This dude's going crazy. So I get him to stop finally. And then, I felt like I was at a fucking rodeo at this point. And I get him to stop. And my coach was like, he's like, one more time. He's like, let's get on. I'm like, done. Cut him off. I was like, we're done. I was like, I'm not riding today. And so the trainer girl came over and she's like, how you feeling? I was like, fine. I'm just not going to ride him. And then I got off, and that was it. Took an L in the equestrian.
So 0 points.
No points.
so you had in some. Now you weren't the only one though. We thought We thought you could be the only one. We ended up seeing 5 people did the same thing.
Right.
Or 4 other people. 5 people total. Right. So you head into the last part. So it's essentially run 800 meters, shoot a target 5 times, run 800 meters, and you go through that. The 800 shoot the 5 targets. You go through that 4 times.
Correct.
So 2 miles of running, 20 shots, and you're at, I think it was 15th.
14th.
Did you get back to 14th? Yeah, that's right. 14th. Yeah. So
which is like, so my swimming, obviously we cramped, done.
Yeah.
Fencing, did okay.
Did fine.
Yeah.
Did fine.
And then didn't do 0 points in equestrian.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
a rough start.
Rough start.
You're 7 minutes behind based on penalties.
Right. Basically what they do is first place starts right away.
Yeah.
And then based on your points and how many points you're behind is when you stagger start second place, third place, and all the way down to the last person.
Yeah.
So I'm slated to go 7 minutes after the first person goes. So it'll be a 7-minute delay. I go warm up, and obviously you saw my shooting was looking okay.
Yeah.
I actually hit all the targets in practice.
Yeah, looked better than I thought you'd be.
Yeah, shooting was okay. Running, I knew running wasn't going to be great. They just felt heavy.
No.
I felt like it.
But
I felt like I might have a little bit in me.
Yeah.
But I knew like it was just heavy. I couldn't loosen them up, and I knew it wasn't going to be like the best run, but I thought I could power through.
Yeah.
And then I warm up or whatever, get to the starting line. First person starts, second person 15 seconds later, and so on. And then he goes, it's like the last 8 people or something, or 9 people. He goes, all right, everyone line up. We're going to go at 2 minutes. And 2 minutes was in like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I have another 5 minutes to prepare and just like stretch out and everything.
Get your mind right.
Get my mind right. And he goes, all right, everyone in 5, 4. So I'm like, fuck. So I weaseled to the front and I took off. I don't know if you know, like, was I like a lot in front of people because I just took off.
No, I mean you were in front clearly,
Yeah.
but it wasn't crazy
Because I didn't. It wasn't a sprint. It was a 100-meter run.
Yeah, so you
it
start
was like a stride is what I did.
Yeah, it isn't a full 800 to start. Just where the starting line was. It was 100 to the stations where you shoot, and then 700.
Right.
Then 700 back to the finish line, but you're running through to finish the 800 to the thing. So it's a little funky to start. But so the first start is just 100 meters, and you look solid there.
I had a good stride, but I think that was like all that my legs had.
Yeah,
because that was the last time my legs looked good. You know?
Basically from there you didn't.
So
look
I think I had
but
3 to 4 targets that first round. Didn't get all 5, so I have to wait 50 seconds.
Yeah, so if you don't get all 5, you wait 50 seconds, and then they just send you on your way.
Right.
But it was
so did that. All 50, and then and then my first run, or first I guess lap, 800 half mile. I think maybe the half of that, so maybe like 400. I felt okay, where I was just gonna like try to coast and but it was just downhill from there. I just couldn't get the legs moving. Couldn't recover from the swim really.
No, yeah, still.
However, I have to look at the time. I think I was averaging somewhere between 5 minutes and 5:30 per mile, which is not terrible.
No, when you break it up in 800s like that, it's still not. It's like 2:15 an 800 is pretty solid.
Yeah.
But you didn't finish last.
No.
So you didn't.
Don't know how.
You finished 15th, up 16
yeah.
by a decent margin too. You still beat the last place guy.
But even that there was a group of guys in front of me. So the worst part is like I couldn't hit any. I think I was the only one who didn't hit all the targets because everyone has their own gun. Everyone I'm borrowing laser. So basically everyone's going at like 20 to 30 seconds. So I'm losing 30 to 40 seconds every single time. And in the run, I try to gain a little bit, but then I'm losing 30, 40, every single time. So at the end, even I was still close enough to get to people. And there was probably one guy 30 yards ahead of me. And I heard my coach.
With 150 to go, 200 meters to go.
Right. And he goes, go get him. And I was like, I have the endurance.
I got this.
Yeah, I was like, in my head, I'm like, all right, I'm going to stride this dude out and I'm going to kick him in, no problem. I feel like my endurance has it, even with my legs feeling as heavy as they were. And so I think my arms moved faster, but my legs were just in like a nice little trot the whole time. I just had nothing.
Yeah, you didn't.
No kick, no.
Yeah, you didn't.
No second gear. It was just just cruise control with them.
Yeah, you looked heavy, but you didn't look like if someone else saw you, they probably wouldn't have thought. They thought you looked okay, just not fast.
Yeah,
but you looked heavy there.
Yeah.
So a fun overall experience.
Yeah, it was great.
You didn't qualify.
Nope. Only top 4 qualify.
Only top 4, right? Will you continue to train and try for something next year, like a world? Because they do world
championship every year,
or whatever.
Yeah,
because it's gonna take time. It's gonna take financial investment from coaching and that kind of thing.
I feel today, obviously, I'm sore as fuck.
Yeah, 2 days. So it happened 2 days ago.
It was 2 days ago. I feel like today, if I were to bet, I would say yes.
Really?
Just because I liked it's so far away.
So far away, but you need to actually start training and doing stuff.
Yeah, I think you need. I mean, definitely. But if I had to guess, I would say yes. I just like the idea. I liked the variety of them. And I was talking to one of the guys there during fencing, and he was like, because everyone's doing this for years, and he's like, basically like the training part of it. He's like, it never gets boring because, if you're running distance, you only run distance. Okay, but if I'm bored running distance, then I go fence for a week, or there's always something you could be doing that's different and works different muscles. Yeah. So I like the variety of it. I like the competition of it.
Yeah.
It's definitely breaking news. It's definitely. It's time consuming because there are so many different, and I guess it would be less time consuming if I knew the sports going into it, but I don't know it. I didn't know any of the sports really.
But maybe more time consuming because now you know what you need to work on.
Yeah, maybe.
And your coach guy kept saying, and I'm sure he said this to you too, but he was saying to us, he's like, oh, he could qualify. He would qualify. If he worked and was able to train and do it, he would qualify.
Yeah, he said that to me too a couple of times that. He's like, no problem.
And again, this guy's a world champion. Yeah, he's like he knows the sport, knows the game. Yeah. There's one guy on the team now. He said that's like a step above everybody else. And he says he's going to retire after the Olympics. Yeah. And he took 5th in the world championships last year.
Okay. Yeah. My guy, he'll be top 5 in the world.
Yeah.
Guy. Yeah.
He was good.
I beat him in fencing.
Yeah. In the one bout or whatever. Yeah. Interesting. Well, what a fun weekend.
Yeah, it was fun.
So we'll
now I have like people to root for in the
when you're
Olympics,
watching.
though. Yeah.
And we'll still try to do some stuff with with the brand, and
yeah.
then with the pentathlon and some other things.
Yeah. So. I mean,
So that there's the trip. There's the deal.
That's the secret.
What else within that, Timmy? Anything? I thought I meant to not ask you specifically before today if you were going to do it, but it's interesting. You think you'll still do it?
I feel like, I mean, today at least I do.
Yeah.
But you never know. Who knows?
Yeah, that could change.
Yeah.
All right, Timmy.
Okay.
That is it.
Okay.
We'll be talking again this year, this time. Next
this year, this time.
This year,
Okay,
this
we
time.
will be back on in 5 minutes.
We'll be back in 5 minutes. Next year, this time, and maybe we'll be talking about a qualifying round.
Yeah, I wonder actually what the events look like.
What do you mean? Oh, like for next year qualifying?
Because I know that they do the Pan Am Games, which is in Panama.
Yeah.
Every year, it's like they do regional pentathlon where you can qualify for different things.
Oh yeah.
So like I wonder when like those types of ones are.
We'll get on the schedule.
Yeah,
get the training.
Like late next year or late this year. I bet it even starts.
And I think I'm gonna put together a video for like the video of the training and the stuff on top of the podcast. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what I do. All right, Timmy. That's it. All right. All right. Let's get out of here. Okay. We got some shit to do. Thank you for listening. Goodbye. Thank you for listening. We appreciate it. Again, use our code BS at ourcitycoffee.com. You'll get 15% off any and all coffee orders. You don't have to go to the store. You don't have to drink all that sugar shit at that corner coffee shop. Get some real good quality coffee. You're an adult. Step your game up. Again, thank you for listening. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.